Can anybody hear me now? Put in the number 1 if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Put in the number 1. If you can hear me now, put in the number 1. Can you hear me now? Put in the number 1. You can hear me now. Andy, you could hear me now. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. All right, so a whole bunch of y'all can hear me now. All right, good. Like I said, I'm in the boondocks, the boonies of Georgia, man, and I don't think Spectrum is good. I think Spectrum is a terrible carrier. Got to complain about that. Spectrum is a terrible carrier. Okay. So I'll just scroll this at the bottom so people know that this is what it is. We'll continue to scroll that at the bottom. Okay. Like I was saying, the eyes, if the eyes are the windows to the soul, then numerovation is one of the modalities or the methods to guide the living soul in this physical realm to its highest self. What is so interesting is that I was speaking about the mirror meditation that we had to do back in the Sufi order. And that mirror meditation really revealed a lot about you, the individual. And as I've heard, some people actually ran out of the spot or ran out of the room or ran out of the bathroom when they attempted to do this mirror meditation because they were so frightened at what they seen in the mirror. Because the mirror reflects who you are. So if a mirror is reflecting who you are, imagine what your eyes are showing you from in the deeper, darker crevices of those eyes and the iris of those eyes, what it really is showing you. What is in us that we are moving about and the spirit is moving us within us, or this energy is moving us for some reason to our highest and wisest level or to our lowest level, or these lessons that we have to learn in this realm. And although I'm not going to that's not the premise of this particular program. One day I will talk about the mirror meditation and how it has helped me to live on and move on and not give up. But I want to talk about numerovation and why I created it, or I can say recreated it, because it's an upload or download, but it's a remix of 2 different principles. The principles of numerology and its objective way of interpreting the numbers, and the principles of motivation. So we put those two worlds together and got numerovation. So if you put in the name numerovation right now, it comes to me because I am the creator of it. I say co-creator because the ancestors and the creative force uploaded it from my DNA and RNA to make it happen. So in my book, I start off and say, numerovation is a hybrid form of numerology that incorporates motivational practices and tools with the ancient and occult science of numerology. Then I say in my book, I said, this book is not a complete guide on numerology or numerovation. I will not go into the history of numerology because there are enough authors that attempt to explain it from their perspectives. And in the back of this book, I will provide recommended reading lists, information, and websites and of authors on the subject if you, the readers, want or would like to do more in-depth studies, because the more you study a subject, the more it becomes part of you. That's why I don't keep on pushing people to want to come and do a numerovation session with me. And many people have asked me, how many times should they do it a year? And I say, look, I'd rather you learn it for yourself, at least the basics. And then when you need to make some real certain moves especially if you move into other cities, or you're about to get married, or you certain things you want to do, certain things that you've done the reading yourself, or you've done the consulting on yourself, but you just want to make sure that you did it right. That's when you come to me. You know what I'm saying? But someone told me to start a membership where if you pay, a monthly membership, you at least get a two consultation sessions, 2 to 3 consultation sessions every month in different periods of the month, just to see where you're at and what's going on. I might do that, and it'd be cheap. It'd be a lesser price. I won't charge the regular price. I would take off a few percentage off of it. And so I'm thinking about doing that. That's in my mind, and that won't probably manifest until after I get out of my critical cycle, which starts around December the 11th. So I want to make sure I do certain things. I do things in the proper cycle, not running away from anything. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Black Ace, for showing some love and respect, brother. Thank you very much. So going back to what I'm saying, family, I know the system that I've brought about can be very helpful if every one of you connected to any numbers in your birthday or your name, if you decide to use it. It's not a time to play. My late great teacher, one of my late great teachers, Dr. Africa, said I can charge up to $300 to $500 per session if I wanted to. He told me that straight to my face, him and his wife. And when you have an elder like that say that to you, because Dr. Africa recognized my talent. When you have elders that say that to you, I didn't get big headed. I didn't say, oh, you know what, you're right, I should. No, I said, you know what, I keep it at a certain level so it can be affordable for our people to do it when they're ready. Because the finance is always going to come. I live in abundance. My mindset is abundance. The numbers that I work with is all about abundance. And you've heard me say it numerous times, I thought about taking my own life. But now that I'm at a certain precipice of my life, certain section, a certain crossroads that I'm at in my life, skies are the limits. Matter of fact, skies is not the limits. It's beyond the skies, as far as I'm concerned nowadays. Because after this particular life, if I've done what I've had to do with the right intentions, then I keep on manifesting greater things. And that's what I want all of you out there to do. Do things with the right intentions. Do it with the right intentions. A lot of people have the nerve to say that practicing astrology or numerology or cosmophysics or cardology or tarot is demon worship, or demons use that. But they forget that from a religious mindset, if you have read any Bible or Quran or any scripture that has God and the devil, you'll see that God created the devil. And once you know that Satan or Lucifer was once a bright and morning star or someone of light before he fell, you got to say, where did he get that wisdom from? And is Satan, Lucifer, or Beelzebub using the wisdom for the proper intentions? Because it's about intentions. You could use it for positive or what we say positive and negative in this realm, or low and high in this realm also. So I pay attention. Now it's like common sense now. Now it's common sense. And I remember hearing one of my great teachers back in the day, Imam Isa, say the most uncommonest thing is common sense nowadays. That's the most uncommonest thing is common sense. People are not connected to their intuitive common sense. So, moving right along, if the eyes again are the windows of the soul, what are we looking at when we look into our soul? Because obviously it's something that we don't recognize or we don't remember anymore. And that's why we got to get this recall. If y'all remember Total Recall, the movie by Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, or that new one that was, I forgot who the name of the actor that did the remix. Recall. He had to remember who he was. Douglas Quaid and all that, the secret agent, the super secret agent that he was. And some of y'all have to remember who you was, because all of us are falling, quote unquote, angels. It's just that when we come through that birth canal, we forget. You know what I'm saying? We forget who we are. It's just like that movie, the Life of John. I forgot John Merkovich or something. I forgot the name of that. It's an interesting movie, but it's a very interesting movie. But it talks about people that used to go through this hole, and when they go through this hole, they come out as a baby. But this time they can't speak, but they're recalling that they fell through the hole this time. And this time they're going through the whole baby stage, and they're remembering everything that's going on and what they came from and what they're into now and going into another person's life. But it was very interesting. It was this guy named John Markovich, that every time a new person kept on coming through that hole, because it was like the life of him. And each soul that went through that hole came back as him, a different person, a different entity. So we are a living soul in this realm. And when you decide to do or get consulted by a cosmophysician like Ra'aku or Mark-Aku, or a cardiologist by Aquarius Maxim, or any of the tarot brothers and sisters, tarot readers, or the I Ching brothers and sisters, or the numerologists or the astronumerologists, or whatever they call themselves today, you got to take it into consideration that it is here to give you guidance, like what we say is the GPS. And some of us decide to take the slow and hard road. Some of us decide to take the long road. Some of us decide to get in trouble. Some of us decide to stay on a higher path. Some of us decide to take our life. Some of us decide to do, but in all that you're doing, you got to recognize that there is a choice that you're making. But some say in certain metaphysical world that there is no such thing as willpower, or there is an intent. That's why I like what Ra'aku said the other day. He said something about the intent. And the intent leads to intention. So you got to have the intentions to want to be your best, to want to strive to be your very best in this realm, whether it's at a high frequency or low frequency, whether it's at a higher level or lower level. As long as you're maintaining, you're striving towards your higher self. Because the more you strive for your higher self in this realm and understand the higher form of your ego, because ego has positive and negative. I don't care what people tell you, but everything has its positive and negative. You could have the lower side of your ego where you think you misuse it. But there's another side of the ego that takes you to a higher level, that makes you want to continue to move forward to that higher level. And when I read the numbers of the word ego, it showed me the way. It showed me that ego has a duality. And ego in one, when you add it up in the the Chaldean, it adds up to, let me see, 5. Let me see, 7. Let me see, is it 3? No, it's 3, 5. That's 8, 8 and 6, I believe. If I remember, yes, 8 and 6, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, adds up to a number 5. So the 5 represents the freedom, the adaptability of that ego vibration. So ego is not a negative thing. It's, again, the intentions of your ego that's either going to lead you to the lower aspect of ego or the higher aspect of ego. But it's totally up to you how you decide to make that move. And when you read ego in the Pythagorean system, that's 3. That's E represents the 5, G represents the 7. That's 12, and then of course the 0 represents the 6. So it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's the number 9. And the number 9 in numerology represents the higher thinking. See, the 5 represents the freedom that it wants, but on the negative of the number 5 of the word ego, the number 5 represents, on its negative, it represents extreme love for sex, extreme love for addiction, being addicted to different things, addictive to sex, addictive to drugs, addictive to all kinds of things, addictive to themselves. But the number 9 in that word ego represents the higher form, because it's the highest number that we all should strive for, to be our very best. That represents the highest achievement. It's the universal love principle, the universal peace principle, the universal growth principle, that number 9. And people don't think about that. So I never call ego a negative thing. It's the intention of the ego that either leads you to your higher road or your lower road. It's on you on which road you decide to keep on threading. And maybe you had to go down the lower road to learn something, because everything is a lesson and a blessing, or a blessing, to take you to your higher self. So when you deal with numerovation, I tell people, don't limit yourself, because numbers don't have any limitations. You can keep on counting till infinity. So numerovation is the evolution of numerology. Numerovation is the evolution of numerology to help continue the motivation, but to make you accountable of what you need to do in your life and how you need to do it in your life. It's no time to play. Not in this realm, not at this time. Now that we're tipping the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius, or the age of Happy, the age of Aquarius is the I know principle. We need to know what we're doing. We need to know where we're going to go. We need to know what we're going to leave for our family. If that's the case, if people are still going to be here on this planet Earth, and I like what Nick Fury said in one of the Avengers. He said, look, we're going to keep on doing what we're going to do until this ball, something happens, till this ball blows up. In paraphrasing, he said it in so many words, but paraphrasing. So we're going to keep on doing what we're going to do. Some of us are still going to have children. Some of us are going to have great-grandchildren. So we can't just drop the ball. That would be the negative of the ego, just dropping the ball, but yet still learning to observe and not absorb, be in the world, but not of it, but do what you have to do that's necessary to move it on and give to your legacy and your children and moving forward. So there's a balance here that we have to maintain, and a lot of us are not thinking about this balance. So in my book, I have various chapters in this new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. The first phase, I call them phase, I call each one of my chapters phases. The first phase is numerovation and motivation with numbers. The second phase is emotional patterns in numbers. The third phase is express in order to heal, not hurt. The fourth phase is maintaining mental stability through numbers. The fifth phase is adapting to heal against the hurt. The sixth phase of my book is called family balance for mental stability. The seventh phase is awareness and introspection. The eighth phase is maximize and activate the vibrations of the numbers. The ninth phase is higher thoughts of numerovation. And the zero phase, the phase zero, is numerovation and healing continues. And then I give you the recommended reading about the author index, all that good stuff. So I wanted to talk about this being a guide to your living soul, because each one, like the scripture says, that the Creator gave us life or bred life into us, and we became a living soul. So once we reached this realm and this planet, we needed guidance. Even when you go to scriptures and quotes in the scriptures, you'll see inklings of the need for guidance for humanity on this earth. These new falling angels to this realm need guidance to get back home. And yes, Kemet was always about us going back. Ancient African civilization was always about us going back, but it's what we do between life and death that's important. So when we do transit out of here, our heart is as light as a feather. And we have to be able to weigh it on what we've done and what we've accomplished and what we strove to do for other people as well as our family and ourselves. So it's important. So there's no just taking your life. I just want to put it like that. There's no just taking your life. That's punking out. Unless there was a situation where you could, like, when some people that was indentured or got caught in slavery and those papers, some people actually jumped over the boat and just said, I did not want to go. But think about it. I want y'all to think. Think about the children of the ancestors or the descendants of the people that could have been, if they would have made it across. Because we are, quote unquote, descendants of the ones who made it across, or the ones that were already here. In certain circles, they'll say that. So big up to all the Moors and big up to the indigenous purveyors of the indigenous cultures. Some of us was already here, and I can respect all of that. But imagine if everyone on those ships, or everyone that was here when these Europeans came over and the Spaniards came over, and we all just decided to take our life. We wouldn't be here doing what we have to do now. We wouldn't be successful, whatever we're doing at the point that we are now. We wouldn't be able to experience our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, and the experience that we're in now. And believe me, we have haters in our family. And even the haters are here to make you a better person. And they are also here for the lesson. Either you're a lesson to them or they are a lesson to you. How many of us have cousins and brothers and sisters out there that has proven to be a lesson to us? Some of them hated on us. We have stepbrothers and stepsisters and cousins and aunts and uncles that hated on us to the point that some either molested us or fondled us or disrespected us. Think about how many of those people that we have in our family that we went through. And then we have friends that we've linked up throughout the time that probably been our stress, but yet we kept on gravitating to them. We're not thinking that everything is a lesson and a blessing until we understand the lesson and the blessing so we can take ourselves to the higher self. So numerovation and studying of the numbers will make you aware of the challenges that can come. And sometimes in my sessions, I tell you what your challenge numbers are, but sometimes the challenge numbers ain't particularly the birthday. Sometimes the challenge numbers can appear in the name of the person and what it adds up to. The middle name of the person, the last name of the person, the full name, and it adds up to your challenge number, or the year that you was born, or the month that you was born, or the life path that you have can add up to the challenge. So once you recognize there's a challenge or a possible challenge from that person, I always say in my sessions that challenges are not negative. Sometimes challenges are here to find out if you are man or woman enough to face it or run from it. Are you man or woman enough to face it or run from the challenge when it comes? And some challenges, some people that are born under certain challenge numbers, to you or myself, some people are here to challenge you to be your best, and some are here to challenge you to be your worst. It depends, like I say in my sessions, in my consultation sessions with people, after I reveal their challenge numbers, it depends on how you, the individual, handles the challenge. So this is powerful stuff. But once again, if the eyes are the windows to the soul, then numerovation is one of the methods to guide the living soul to its higher self. So I implore everyone to get a session with someone that can take you to that higher self, that can give you that guidance system, that guiding position system, that GPS. Because what we do in the systems that we use that are ancient to us, that's why when you go to the back of my book, it says, on the top of the back of my book, it says Numerovation, self-help, and ancient age. It don't say new age. Oh, because it ain't new. And new age came about by H.P. Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky. She's the one that came out with that. When she knew damn well it came from ancient studies, way beyond Europe, way beyond Europe. So I am totally, that's why I said I'm totally changing this game. I'm not playing with nobody no more. I can't. And I was just recently, I was on a Zoom meeting with a bunch of quote unquote readers. And I said, I said to them all, and they all work gold in whatever they do. I respect all of them. But I said to them all, I said, we need to stop calling what we do readings. We really do. We need to stop calling, because this is an evolution that we're moving into. We're evolving. We are evolving. If the presidents and the prime ministers and the great men and women of the past, because I can go into books where Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, Hitler, all these people had these advisors that were numerologists or astrologists and all that kind of stuff. If they called them counselors and advisors, then damn it, we are also counselors and advisors in this day and time. So if you're studying the different modalities and you're getting a session done and a consultation session done, then go and get it and use it for your benefit to better yourself and study what the person say to you. As a matter of fact, I implore that each and every one of you study all my books, but this last book, every positive and negative or low frequency and high frequency word you study, because you have to learn to manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. Manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. So even in the back of my book, I said, Numerovation for mental stability is a basic guide to help men and women deal with mental instability. King Simon created the term numerovation, which is really another meaning. It's a connective meaning, which means using the ancient science of numerology to enhance mental strength and manage mental weakness. This book is dedicated to family, friends, and all those who suffered from or have taken their lives due to mental instability. Because y'all that are spiritual people, y'all that are doing consultations or doing I Ching or doing tarot or doing cosmophysics, y'all have a great responsibility. And with great power comes responsibilities. Y'all got a great response because there's going to be a lot of people coming with their mental illness. There's a lot of people that's going to come with mental instability, mental illness. And I heard Charlemagne say something. Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club says something about zodiac and go get a he said something in regards to stop doing zodiac and go get what do you call it, go get mental therapy. Let me tell y'all something. And Charlemagne knows it because Charlemagne believes in a lot of the signs and the zodiac, but he don't know it. He believes in it, but he don't know it. He's still in belief. Studying the zodiac or astrology is like your longitude and latitude. Studying numerology or numerovation is like your GPS, and that uses longitude and latitude. It's just that I tell people, when you want to go in depth into all your houses and planets, you go to astrology, you go to those various modalities. But if you want the bird's eye view right here, right now, with the numbers attached to it, then you come to numerovation or you go to an astronumerologist or whatever. That's what it's all about. So when he said that, I put up there, I forgot what I put up there, but I said, look here. I said, one thing about Lloyd used to say this all the time. He said, we have never heard of any wars being fought in the name of Aquarius, Aries, Capricorn, or under the number 1, 2, or 3. We've never heard of that. We've heard of more wars being fought over people that had therapists, had psychotherapists, but they was there putting therapy or doing therapy to people that were psychos. And you've heard of more wars happening under the name of religion and who God is better than each other God, and who God and whose religion is better. That's where you found the most wars. And then you come to find out it was all about money and stealing land and property and all that kind of stuff. That's really what it's about. Now, I can tell you that they study the astrology and numerology enough to at least do it in the right cycles, to make the attack on the right cycles, to make war at the right cycles. They may make it. You might find a lot of wars happening during the Aries cycle from March to April. You might find it happening where the number 9 is very strong and the number 1 is very strong because those are the fire numbers. You might find that's where you might find where bombs was dropped. 1945 with the bomb drop. 45 alone is a 9 energy. But 9 plus 9 plus 1 all equals that number 1. So if you add the 1 plus the 9, 1945, when certain bombs was dropped at that time, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 10 plus 4 equals 14, 14 plus 5. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's the number 19, 1 and 9. Again, the fire numbers. So they're not playing with this. We're playing with this. And even if bombs was dropped in 1944, we're not thinking about these things because 1 plus 9 is 10 and 10 plus the 44, which is an 8, or 18, which is a 9. Again, bombs was dropped. See what happened in 9/11? 9 is there. Again. Anytime you see those 9 and 1s and those heated numbers, look out. 9, 1, and 3, those are those heated numbers. Was that they turn up, the fire turn up on them. So you gotta be, you see, I study, and that's why in my book I tell people to study. I tell people the importance of sequences and patterns in numbers. In this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, I talk about sequences and patterns and numbers for a reason. Because according to their scriptures, And they say it in their scriptures all the time. If you go to Ecclesiastic 1, it says to everything there's a season, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. I'll say it again. That's Ecclesiastic 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. So look, I'm not going to be here too long. I just wanted to come on and really drop that. Whew, man, and I know it's a little late, but it is what it is. But make sure you get this book. And if you want it to come faster to you, please go through Amazon. And I'm not signing any more books. The first set was signed. They all went out. And it's probably taking a little time to get to everybody. But it's to you if you haven't gotten it yet. Those that are ordering it through King Simon, if you want the hardcover, you order it through kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products. And I will send it directly from the printer just to avoid all that long traveling, coming to meet and coming to. I'll send it straight from the printer. Those who want it straight from Amazon, that's the soft cover, very beautiful. Both of them all look the same way. It's just that the hard cover is the gloss and it costs a little more. And the soft cover costs $24.99, which is about $25. But it's still beautiful, you know. I had to give my ex-wife my soft cover book, but because she's studying them. And this is interesting. She's in the Nation of Islam, so she's studying what I'm teaching. And mathematics, remember, numerology or numerovation is applied mathematics. You just got to learn how to apply them for yourself. The grand architect of the universe is mathematic. The grand book, that's what I talk about with Galileo and all these different scientists of the past, what they said about that being the grand architect of the universe, numbers, mathematics. So if we're a part of this universe, then we're a part of the mathematics on a higher level and a lower level. And a lot of us don't recognize that. You know, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and please share this video, share, like, you know, please share. And remember, there's no limits. There's no limits to numbers. There's no limits to being aware. Remember, this does not take you away from your religious belief. It just heightens your awareness so you can remember what religion means. What the word religion means. It means to go back. Go back to what? Go back to the universal realignment. Go back to the universal realignment of who and what you are connected to the universe, because they've moved us away from the universe, family. They've separated us. Whoever the 1% is, because it's not all Europeans and all that, whatever the 1% is, they separated us. They separated us from who and what we are. We are falling angels, falling energy beings that need to recall who we are again and take back our power individually. We've united back in the past. We've done all of that. Maybe we're not supposed to do that now. But sometimes you got to find that leader within you. There's a leader within you that needs to be activated again. This is my leadership role, doing my numerovation to not only help you, but help myself, help my family. If they listen, that's up to them. Maybe they'll listen to me. Listen, more of them will probably listen to me when I transition from here. And I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that, because I'm not afraid of transitioning, because I've already seen my travels in my recordings, in my dream realm. I've seen it. Thank you. And thank my ancestors. Thank the DNA and RNA ancestors and bloodline and the blood flowing through my veins. Thank them. Thank your ancestors. I'm not telling you to worship anything and all that. I'm telling you, just thank and be grateful for them to be inside of you through the blood. The blood is important. The blood is bought. Thank you very much, James Belton. Thank you for your super chat. Um, those who want to also give Cash App, please, because I know super chat, YouTube is something else. They'll hold your money and all kinds. They hold your funds. But this, I'm not really doing this for finance. I just wanted to come on and teach. I was supposed to do this tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, but since my grandchildren are here, 3 of my grandchildren are here, they're sleeping now, and everybody, my sons went Sorry, everybody. Had some technical difficulties, but let me close out. Go to close out. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and thank each and everyone for showing love. And once again, make sure you get the book, Amazon, faster delivery, through KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. It's a little slower because I'm going through the printers and they got to print directly and they got to do all kinds of stuff. They have their protocols, so I have to respect their protocols. And once again, check out Copper Child Mike Ill. Check him out. His numbers is on the flyer. Also check out Janelle Lewis, licensed real estate personality. Get the merchandise if you want to get my merchandise also. KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Lloyd Strayhorn, take his basic astronumerologist class. Go ahead and take it. Believe me, you'll learn. It's only like $11.99, probably no more than $15.99. Strayhorn's website. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. We got some great interviews coming up soon. I'll let y'all know. We will definitely promote it on IG, King Simon at IG. Also, this is more likely will manifest around my birthday, around February for Black History Month. It will definitely be worth it. It will be worth it because we're going to go in. Support Empress Aisha more and her products. 1million_adornments. Check out pedalwise.com. That's pedalwise.com. Remember, the coupon code is KING2020. The coupon code is KING2020. And numbers are simple, people are complicated is the other one of my first numerology book. My second numerology book is Numbers Are Simple. Children's health is important. It's not only good for children, but it's also good for adults. And this is my motivational book called No Promotion is Bad Promotion. Just spell my name right. All right. Love and respect all of you, family. Forgive me for any technical difficulties. Like I said, I am so deep in Georgia right now that they have Spectrum, and Spectrum is not the best at all. Let me say Delbert Blair's prayer, because Delbert Blair's prayer is very important. This is Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Let me say it again. Please, Universal Creator, in our heart, know in our heart that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our mind, our spirit, and our soul to receive only truth and your love now. Say it one more time. Dr. Delbert Blair was one of my teachers, my Jednas, not mentor, teacher, Jedna. Jedna is Ethiopia for accountable guide, teacher. Okay? So again, let me say it one more time. Let's all say for all of ourselves and our families. Ready? Ja, Li, Tu. Please, Universal Creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our mind, our spirit, and our soul to receive only truth and your love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair, for that prayer that he used to say every Tuesday at 12 noon, wherever you are in the world. Dr. Blair used to set that frequency. And if you want to continue to show Dr. Blair love and his family love, Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, please go to his official website at www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2.com for books, ELF protectors, low frequency protectors, all types of stuff, products and more. Hit them up. Tell them King Simon sent you. All right. And once again, pardon any technical difficulties. I'm still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. Love and respect to you, family. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for being here. Y'all be safe out there. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, family. Remember what I'm saying. Remember what I said in this particular broadcast. If the eyes are windows to the soul, then numerovation is one of the methods to guide the living soul to its higher self. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening wherever you watch this broadcast. Peace and love. Take care.